Hello, Helene. Am I pronouncing that right? Helene. Helan. Helane. No, I hope it's right. Helene. Hi. Thanks for reaching out. I don't get a lot of these, so it's always fun when I do get some. I do enjoy doing them. They're so much fun and so silly, and especially love the ones where I get to tell stories and sort of reminisce about life. But yes, you're right. I don't remember very much. I was 10, and I believe it was during our hiatus from Who's the Boss. Like during the summer, I would try to get a job. So each summer I tried to have like a movie of the week or guest star or something. And I landed this 2-part Highway to Heaven, which I was thrilled about. I do remember being really excited that it was a 2-parter. And I remember being really excited to be a part of something that was very established. Everybody knew Highway to Heaven. Everybody knows Michael Landon. Everybody knows how important he is and how important the show was. So it was a really cool feeling to be chosen for this part. I don't remember auditioning. I don't remember any of that stuff. I have like 2 memories of the whole thing, and one of them is my favorite memory, one of my favorite memories of all of my acting performances and stuff. So I'm glad I have at least one. So I do remember a scene like where the dog and I are running through the mountains and I'm supposed to be dehydrated. I have this vague memory of like filming that scene. That's sort of, for me, the memories I have are generally like weird things like that. Like for Cujo, I remember a lot of the car, and like they cut one of them in half. So I was so fascinated by the fact that there was like a camera in where the engine should be. Anyway, for some reason I remember filming in this really hot like mountain, and I don't know how they had the camera there, stuff like that. But the one big memory that I do have is of my sort of really big scene. And if you've seen it, so you probably know the moment. I'm like tying my shoes and the dog has been given away to the other family, and I'm finding that out. And the scene calls for a very extreme reaction. And I remember there being sort of a very quiet vibe on the set. I remember it being sort of very professional, and everyone, it almost felt like they were hoping that I could get there because it was a really big scene. Like it was a really, really dramatic moment. So I think it was a mix of give him some space so he can get to that moment, and God, I hope he gets to that moment, and they've been doing the show for a while now. So they've, worked with, I don't know how many child actors at that point, probably not that many, but certainly, tons of very professional actors and terrific actors. So, everybody's old hand at this point. And, I just remember, like being in my own space to like get ready for this scene. And I don't even know what that means. Like, as an adult actor, I know what getting into sort of the moment means, but as a 10-year-old, like, what did I do? Like, I don't even... My childhood as an actor, I feel, was very blessed. Like, I feel like I was being guided and sort of given these moments, and then sort of while in those moments, just sort of given the ability. I can't even explain it. Anyway, so we start doing the scene. I think we only did a couple of takes. I think we did like a take or 2, and I didn't get all the way through. I screwed up a line. And in fact, in the final version, I do screw up one of my first lines. I say it twice, and then I say it out of order. I can't remember. You'd have to go look. You'll see it. But Michael Landon is standing off camera, and I'm getting into this moment, and they're filming in the scene, and he tells me about the dog, and I just start screaming at him and crying and telling him to get out, and it's a moment. Like, it is a moment. It is a very Highway to Heaven moment too, I must say. So, I get there and we finish the take, and I just remember there being this like pause, and all of a sudden everyone starts applauding, and I'm like, what's going on? And then I realized that they were all, you could see it on their faces, including Michael, that they were just like a little bit in awe that I had gotten there, and basically one take, and they just started applauding. They were just so proud of my ability to get there. We didn't do another one. That was it. That was the take. I wish we had done another one, because then I wouldn't have screwed up my line. Only I can hear that I screwed up the line, of course, the consummate actor. But yeah, so I have this super vivid memory of like, I'm looking at my shoe and I'm crying, and the scene is over, and I just ripped up the paper on the wall, I guess, the picture, if I remember correctly. And I'm looking down, and somebody else cut, and I'm like, okay. And there was a pause, and I look up, and I remember looking at Michael, and he had this glow sort of smile on his face. And then I look around, and they all started applauding. It was the strangest thing, and it was just one of the most wonderful moments of my life as an actor, because I had never had that before. I had been on An As the World Turns for 3 years before this. I had already done Cujo, Who's the Boss, all these things, and I don't remember getting a lot of accolades, or I got good job. Hey, that was great. But I don't know if I ever really had like a moment where these consummate professionals, who all had been doing this for a long time, were applauding my take of that scene. So that's my memory of working with Michael Landon. I mean, I don't even have like an actual like memory of him and I having a conversation. I'm sure we did. He was wonderful. I do remember he had this beautiful energy about him, and he was just very giving, and I remember feeling his energy coming at me while I was doing the scene. And we had a bunch of scenes together, but unfortunately that's really the only one I remember. But yeah, that was the moment, and it was a really, I'll never forget that moment. I'll never forget it. Anyway, I hope that's interesting to you, and I hope that you appreciate that. And if you need more or want to know more, I don't have much more from the Highway to Heaven, unfortunately. I guess that's a pretty big memory though, so I hope that suffices. It's a pleasure to know you. I'm so glad that someone's a big fan of Michael Landon and Highway to Heaven. I feel like it's one of those shows that has absolutely been forgotten, and unless you're of that time period, you probably have never even heard of it. I doubt any of these Gen Zers have any idea. I don't even know if you can. Yeah, I think you can watch it on some of those Nick at Night kind of show networks. But yeah, that would be a good one for them to remake. I know it would be really hard to replace Michael, but the concept of it, I think, could definitely live on. And so I think it'd be really cool to see a remake of that. What a cool idea. Maybe I could play him. I could totally, let's make this happen. I'm calling my agent right now. Anyway, it's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you so much for inquiring, and I hope you enjoyed the story. Have a wonderful day, okay? Thank you.